Sactown Sports 1140.
Kings Hornets tonight. Pre-game 6:30, tip-off 7 right here on the Sporty 1140 Sactown Sports. Want to give you a couple of interesting things here. Remaining strength of schedule. Now, these are always funky because we're still somewhat, the season's still young. But right now, Sacramento, the remaining opponents they have to face, 54 games left in the season. They are under 500, 496. They have the 11th easiest schedule in the NBA. And dare I say, I have not looked at everybody's schedule. I'm just going to be honest. I haven't looked at everybody's schedule. But it would shock me if the Kings didn't have the easiest schedule over the next month. It would shock me a little bit if the Kings didn't, by a decent margin, have the easiest schedule over the next month. And that all starts tonight at Golden One Center. Now, somebody told me, we don't do betting talk here on the show because betting is bad, 1-800-GAMBLER. But I would say this. Somebody had told me that the line or the over-under was 240. Let me just take you through a little bit.
All hypothetical.
All hypothetical. Well, I mean, the over-under is 240. That's a hypothetical.
Yeah, but you're hypothetical gamble talk.
Last time the Kings played the Hornets, that was in Charlotte. That was on Halloween. And they won by 7.
Spooky.
Mm-hmm. Last December 10th, almost a year ago, that was a game here. Kings won, the Hornets won by 124-123. Ugh. Now, you remember one of the high points of the season, right at the beginning of the year last year, the Kings blew out Charlotte in Charlotte, 140-110. I flipped those around. That was at home. I apologize. They lost by 1 on the road. They won by 30. If you look at the last 5 games between these two teams, remember the over-under is 240, 223, 247, 250, 238, 253. That means the Kings have gone above 240 with the Hornets 3 out of their last 5 games. I'll tell you right now, if my friend were betting the over-under tonight, and he is not, he's staying away from this. Here's something quite interesting about this team. Vegas doesn't understand this team yet. They haven't really caught up, or should I say the bettors don't understand. Because the Sacramento Kings are second in the NBA against the spread at 18-10. Only Portland has covered more than the Kings at 20-10. And when you look at the over-under, here's the real interesting one. Only 4 more teams in the NBA have hit the under more than the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings have hit the under 55.6% of the time, the over 44.4%, because that defense is starting to grow a little bit, and the betting public generally believes that the Kings are an absolute sieve on defense. So if you're looking for betting trends, you're betting on the Kings to cover and the under pretty much every night until that trend ends, which, by the way, it might have ended on Friday. Just saying. So far this year, if you'd have taken the Kings to cover and the under for every game, you'd be up quite a bit. That being said, I would stay away from this game in general, and we switch from betting just to reality now. These are almost always weird games. These are almost always weird games when you return from a long road trip. You come home. We talked about this I did the post-game show Friday. We talked about this on the show as well Thursday and Friday. Last game of a road trip. First home game back, always strange games. And you saw that in Detroit. We talked about this at length Friday morning, that Pistons game worried the heck out of me. It worried me so much I took the Pistons in our 3 in the key because I wanted all the reverse jinx karma. And for a while, unfortunately, it looked like I was right. Thank God I was wrong. But they're always weird. The home games are weirder. Now, of course, there can be exceptions. Maybe the Kings come out and they blow the doors off the Hornets. They're favored by 10. They certainly should blow the doors off of this team. This is a bad Charlotte team so far this year, but do not let that record fool you. I'm not trying to say they're a playoff team, but I am here to say they have been very, very injured. They're now fairly full strength. They have lost 8 in a row. They have lost 9 of 10. But again, they're fairly full strength. And at full strength, it's a very competitive team that is capable of winning every night. As a matter of fact, last night, they lost to the Nuggets in Denver by 4. And Denver has, we were talking about Seattle in football having a great home field advantage. Denver has a wonderful home court advantage because of that elevation. And they're back to that full strength starting lineup of Ball, Rozier, Plumlee, Hayward, and PJ Washington. That's a lineup that has beaten these Kings. Well, not these Kings, but this team. Well, not this team. You get my point, Sacramento. So if I'm Mike Brown, I'm in the locker room. I'm talking to this team. I'm telling them all this stuff. You know what they say about first games home. You know what they say about back-to-backs and, Charlotte's coming in. And if you think we're just going to roll over this team, you're wrong. And it would not surprise me at all to see the first quarter score be, Charlotte 35, Kings 26 or something. It's just a matter of can they find their legs because they are a better team. And this should be their third win in a row tonight. By the way, fun fact for you, so you can sound smart at the water cooler. The Sacramento Kings have the second longest winning streak in the Western Conference. Excuse me. The Sacramento Kings have the longest winning streak in the Western Conference. They are tied with 3 other teams for the longest winning streak at 2.